So what is the color you would go with if you were to choose NEXO? This white, that matte blue, or the first gray that we saw. But I have the last one saved on purpose. It is this, the main car of the day. I can actually feel something coming off of it. You guys can see it, right? I can smell it. This is the all-new NEXO, and I do have in-depth review of the car with the concept, which was called INITIUM, and that hasn't changed much, except for the exterior looks. The technology, the numbers and text and specs I went over in that video is carried over to this all-new NEXO. With a charge that only takes up to 5 minutes, you can travel over 700 kilometers, and that is promised by the manufacturer Hyundai. Therefore, and we know, just like all EVs always have been, the driving range is actually always higher than the suggested range. Looking at the front look, 4 pixels in the middle, Morse code for letter H, H for Hyundai. I think Hyundai has gone above and beyond with the look of this car, together with the exterior color too. When they had the INITIUM concept, they wanted to keep the metal feel of the exterior, and I think they've done a great job, amazing job with the paint and the color choice. And also the wheels, it is pretty much exactly the one that we saw. However, when you take a look at the cladding around the car, it is not exactly the same texture as we saw with the INITIUM that I really liked. It has somewhat rough finish to it, but if you do take a look at the car up close, there actually is a piano finish and a little bit of extended inlets right over there with piano black finish to increase the CD and the better airflow of the vehicle. Since it's so crazy on the front, let's take a look at the rear of the car too. 4 pixels for the taillights. Bold move by Hyundai indeed. The pixel is the penetrating design language of all EVs in Hyundai cars. So it's not just reserved for Ioniq or Kona or Inster for that matter. It is the EV explicit design. And also check out this trunk. It opens up almost vertically with that 90-degree finish almost. So when closed, it gives that unique look that we haven't seen before. And that quarter glass on the rear is certainly one of a kind. It has the H2 gas, so you're not mistaken what goes inside this NEXO. This inlet is actually covered up. It's not cut open just like it was on the front. I think I just heard water disposal. So you can actually dispose water manually inside the car using a button. And underneath the trunk compartment is the fire extinguisher and the mobility kit, which is a must, regulated, mandated by law here in Korea, having 5 or more passengers. All right, so it is fired up. I can actually feel something coming off of it. So maybe, yep, I think, there we go. I think that is the water disposal indeed. So something is being pumped out from there. Wow, you guys can see it, right? I can smell it. So everything underneath is fully covered up with the undercover, doing a fabulous job to lower that every digit of CD coefficient of drag. And inside the trunk, once again, the pixels between the wheel houses and the speakers, and that is not a C-type charging port, but probably it is for the luggage screen. And that is where the luggage screen bars go and how big the quarter glass is from the trunk. And just look how declined and inclined the rear seats are for the second row seat. Something that they have emphasized with the INITIUM as well. For details and numbers, please refer to that INITIUM video that I went over. Thanks to the trunk size and shape, it has the huge window right over there, fully automated, the same thing we've seen here and there, and a manual handle should you wish to set your trunk height and so forth. There are 4 dots and more 4 dots inside the 4 dots and more dots between the 4 dots. And the camera right over there for the rear view cam. Another camera has 2 cameras on the top for the DCM, digital center mirror, maximum output with the 250 volts and 16 amperes. The V2L you can use from the outside just like that. So not fully automated. So on the other side is the fuel cap for the hydrogen charging. It is the H2 logo for the hydrogen cars. So open that up. I think you can only open it up from from the inside the car, you will see the charger plug for the hydrogen. And that over there we just saw is the tank for the hydrogen. I've shown you all the details about the tank, which is fully made of the carbon weaves around the car, and that I've shown you at the INITIUM concept video. Again, there are just so many people. So NEXO on the side skirts, and it is finished in two-tone. This is the plastic claddings, but piano black. As I told you, a little bit of extended curtain, if you will, right over here for better CD. There are 3 different colors on the profile alone: the piano black, plastic cladding, and the door, as you can see. The belt line that is connected from there and quickly rises up towards the end. I think it's the first time seeing such design, and that is because it needs to connect, flow together with the rest of the design. How insane is that? That's literally a triangle right there. Once again, a tabooed design in car industry that we don't really see every day. Included together with the taillights at the end, the reflector, but we've seen that plenty in Elantra. Hyundai is not afraid to use triangles and angular designs in their cars, exterior and interior. And once again, bold move by Hyundai. And that is the interior. If I ever get lucky to sit inside the driver's seat, I mean, I'll show you everything, but it has the 4 pixels in the middle. That is interactive pixelated lights that also works together with when you turn on the voice recognition system, and also when you change the drive modes and everything. So you can also watch the video inside. So it seems like it's using the latest infotainment system from Hyundai Motor Group, CCNC, connected car navigation cockpit, composed of 12.3-inch monitors left and right, and also the column type shifter and 3-spoke steering wheel. One on the left is the ADAS related, one on the right is phone related. DSM, digital side mirror, same design we've seen on Ioniq 5, I believe. It is not the smallest digital side mirror they could offer, because there is Ioniq 9, which doesn't even unfold nor fold because it is just so tiny. However, this one will actually fold and unfold itself. It is one of the very first DSM that we've seen. And flush door type handle, no surprise, but a bit surprised I don't see any NEXO written on it, unlike we do with the Ioniq 9 for that matter. So same thing with the second row seat as well, nothing written on it. We have no memory seats, but heated and ventilated seats on the passenger seat. So let me quickly show you the interior, the CCNC that we know of, and the HVAC system that we've seen before. You can switch back and forth to control the AC as well as the navigation, just like that. 4 dots here, so you can see just like that. That is the DSM digital side mirror at work. It's located right over here, and it's even more aggressive than the ones that we saw from the Ioniq 6. It's even more angular. I wonder what that feels like when you sit inside the driver's seat. Of course, it is located on the driver's seat as well, just like so. And the drop-down glove box, and you can utilize this as a bit of a shelf as well. Things that we've been seeing from Inster as well as Santa Fe, Palisade, you name it. Hyundai has been fully utilizing this design. There is a little bit of cushion to this, so it's not a plastic. It is made of that synthetic leather, upcycled and recycled materials that Hyundai Motor Group focuses on. And that is the number of the range you can get, 80% charged, and it is showing 435, 498 with all that numbers on. And that also showed the navigation, how far you can travel with the current fuel you have inside the car. So it is also showing the battery status of the rest, the temperatures, everything. You can check the status of the car just like this. There's also the utility mode that you can engage and able to use the iPedal or not when you reverse. So it seems like the car comes with the Smart Regen 3.0. I will test that out on my test drive video if possible. So right over there, the display, and I like that it says H2. And you can also adjust the seat multi-ways just like that. Same for the drive seat as well, but it is all manual for the second row seats, just like so. And look at that crazy inclination you can get on the second row seat as well. And that seems like it's reserved for that pocket right there. So that's for your smartphones, and heated, ventilated seats, and fully automated second row window as well, and dual acoustic laminated glasses, second row window. So of course it's applied on the first row as well. That is ANCR, active noise cancellation road, the system tech we saw from Genesis cars. But I really love how they just laid it out in 4 dots, just like that, and wide sunroof. I think it is the Vision roof that we saw from Ioniq 5. It is just as wide as that. I don't see any parting line. Therefore, it's not going to open up nor tilt. I need to have the closer look, see if which one is larger, but at a glance, I think it is just the same, or if not similar, to the Ioniq 5's Vision roof that we saw. And it is running on Kumho Majesty 9, which is geared towards the ultimate comfort. 245, 45, 19, and we can barely see the calipers and rotors due to the nature being, and it is good old EV design that we know of. All right, let's take a look at the front look of this NEXO finally up close. And well, first and foremost, I want to look at that LED headlamps right there, and that one over there has 4 pixels, 4 squares, and 4 squares that compose another 4 pixels. Everything is straight line, rectangles and squares found everywhere. And there is also that seamless horizon lamp somewhat, kind of having that penetrating design language, the front look of Hyundai cars. So it is a bit discontinued. However, it's all connected in the middle and to the right as well. So there is a good reason why Hyundai decided to put that parting line in the middle. So all of them are hidden inside underneath the clear panel, but it is separated. It's not one whole piece. And I believe that is to match together with the design underneath. And right over there, it's also open. So is this. So it must be all the radiator inside to cool down the batteries and whatnot. And I don't really think I see an active air flap. So it might just be open 24/7, but there is a good chance that it has the active air flap. I'll find out on my test drive, but I can't really seem to find it right now at this moment. And this design over here, it's also covered up just like it was with the rear. And the other designs, lights you see, it's actually the flicker, it's the camera. The video shows and tells already on its own, but it really does look like the concept Initium in many ways. Taking a closer look at it, look at the reflection that it's giving. The paint job is just immaculate, just absolutely beautiful job. It is the first paint and color that I see from Hyundai cars. I wonder what the name is for this, but well, starting with the NEXO, I hope it's not only reserved for EVs or hydrogen cars, because it just looks absolutely stunning. I think this color will suit and fit a lot of many other cars from Hyundai. So the flat emblem, the silver one that we are used to seeing, and the sensors, radars, and cameras in the front. And I am not exaggerating when I say this, but I think the production model looks better. It looks more complete and finished and refined. So seeing all these especially. Let's get inside the driver's seat of NEXO finally. I never thought I would get the chance. So the window, the door panel, self-explanatory, heated ventilated seats and 2 memory seats. Bang and Olufsen premium sound system and multi-way seat configuration, the NEXO kick plate, the Bang & Olufsen premium sound system. By the way, I did talk to the person behind this NEXO. It was Hyundai's first time getting that Bang & Olufsen premium sound system. So the steering wheel design, I think we've seen it here and there a little bit, but it is uniquely NEXO indeed. All the buttons on the left is for ADAS, buttons on the right are volume, phone call and whatnot. And button for the drive mode, let's see what that does. There is Eco, Normal, Sport, and Snow. And the column type shifter right here that you can rotate back and forth, and stop and start button. And thanks to this column type shifter, all this gigantic storage has become possible. And I can't feel anything. You can't really move anything here. Auto hold parking brake with the parking assist, and 2 wireless smartphone charger in the middle. Not the first time seeing it, but only a handful of Hyundai Motor Group cars get this. So the inside, the center arm console, the good old key that we have seen, the H logo. It has the bright sky, light blue sky color here, and the graphics. It also shows how much CO2 you have reduced after you finish the drive. And just like it's been with other EVs, the latest EVs we've seen, there is 100 watts out there, the C-type charging ports right in the middle as well. That is for the cabled connection, and that right there for the passenger seat. You can slide, tilt, and a push of a button going to the relaxation mode. The shelf, you can get creative with this on the passenger side. The drop-down glove box, just like so. The DCM, digital center mirror, as you can see, the rear view is digitalized. And that right there is the sunroof, and it's more like the vision roof, so it's only the shade that will open and close, just like so. It's only the shade. You can't open anything else. And the ANCR right here on the front, and also located at the back as well, over there, just like so. You see the H2 logo right there, and all the different separate buttons and new buttons. Since this car produces the water, when the conditions are met, you can actually manually dispose the H2O using that button. And as for the brake pedals, there is nothing special about it. Gigantic footrest, just like so. You can pop it open using that lever there, and two cup holders with some storage underneath and some extra storage over here as well. And let's check out what the turn signals and emergency lights look like. So there is only this blinker up here for NEXO. That's quite surprising. We don't see anything on this front. We see that. That's everything we see with the side mirrors. It is the flicker if you see lights breaking up. It is the solid lights, just like that. All right, so that's it for today, going over and meeting this NEXO, all new NEXO. So meet me over there for that video where I went over all the numbers over there. So that's it for today. We'll see you in the next video. The different colors of NEXO that I didn't get to show you last time because it was never displayed, but only on the public day. It also symbolizes the H2, the hydrogen car brand of Hyundai, but designer also specified and mentioned that it derives from the windows, traditional windows of Korean housings. It is known as changte in Korean, and you can think of that precisely looking at this. Let's go check out the rest as well. So it's not only this color and that DRL, just look at that, it's beautifully lit up. It is one of a kind, uniquely NEXO. Lastly, the white color, I think it's still doing a great job of showing the steel, the raw material that this NEXO has focused on. So there's not that much of a banded curvature on the outside. As you can see, it is just one whole plain metal sheet, if you will, as the concept, the Initium was. So what is the color you would go with if you were to choose NEXO? This white, that matte blue. I will give you the precise name on the screen right now, or the first gray that we saw, but I have the last one saved on purpose. It is this, the main car of the day at the event. And just look at how Hyundai decorated up the place. All the water drop in. Yes, H2O, a hydrogen car, indeed, the all new NEXO.